Let's take a moment to reflect on the classroom model. For years, education has been predominantly one-sided, with teachers imparting knowledge and students passively absorbing it. However, there is a shift happening in the realm of education. Student-led discussions are emerging as a tool that not actively engages students in their learning, but also fosters a sense of ownership and autonomy. Let's consider the scenario whereby a teacher delivers a lecture on a subject, okay? Now, while this approach has its merits, it often results in passive learners. On the other hand, student-led discussions flip the script by empowering students to become participants in the learning process. This transforms the classroom into a space where ideas are shared, challenged, and co-constructed. Welcome to episode 164 of the Teacher Rockstar podcast, a place where tips and strategies critical to the new teacher are discussed. We share the latest educational research and best practices so that the new teacher can be better equipped for a successful classroom experience. I'm your host, Steve Hiles. In today's episode, we're going to be discussing empowering students through student-led conversations. But before we get into today's topic, I have a question for you. Are you a brand new teacher just fresh out of college? Would you be interested in having somebody to mentor and guide you as you transition into the classroom? Well, if so, simply go to teacherclassroomresources.com/TRA mentorship to learn more about this program. You'll find the link in the podcast description. Now, today, we're going to explore why it's so crucial to empower students through student-led discussions. We will dive into the benefits they bring to the learning environment and discuss strategies that educators can employ to make this transformative shift. So why is it so important to empower students through student-led discussions? Well, at its essence, it revolves around developing life skills, effective communication, analytical thinking, and collaborative abilities. When students take charge of the conversation, they learn to express their ideas attentively, listen to their peers, and constructively expand upon concepts. This fosters a deeper comprehension of the topic at hand, equips them with the tools for future challenges beyond the confines of the classroom. That's why I think, in my own mind, it makes it so much more powerful. Moreover, student-led discussions empower learners to explore their inquisitiveness, allowing them to choose subjects that resonate with their interests. Not only ignites excitement, but also ensures that learning becomes personally meaningful. This internal motivation becomes a driving force behind these discussions, resulting in engagement with the material. Now, if you will, imagine a classroom where students engage in a dialogue about an event. By reciting facts, they analyze, questions, and interpret, okay? Now, this enhances their understanding of history, for example. It also nurtures that hold immense value across various professions, okay? So think about it. By reciting facts, they analyze, they question, and interpret. I think it's very, very powerful here. Now I wanted to go ahead and talk about the advantages of student-led discussions, okay? First of all, it instills a sense of responsibility and ownership within students, transforming them into participants on their journey. This sense of agency can lead to heightened motivation and an authentic interest in the matter. The benefits gained from leading discussions go beyond the confines of the classroom. Students carry these skills with them as they progress in their journey to enter the workforce or engage in civic activities. They become proficient in navigating perspectives and expressing their thoughts effectively, equipping them to make contributions to society. For instance, picture a science class where students have the opportunity to select a topic they're interested in conducting research and take charge of leading a discussion. Well, what happens? Well, they become experts, on the matter. Their enthusiasm is contagious, creating a vibrant and captivating learning atmosphere. Another advantage of student-led discussions is that they encourage a whole wide range of viewpoints. In today's world that thrives on diversity, teaching students to appreciate and consider different perspectives becomes a skill that extends well beyond the walls of the classroom. Incorporating diversity into discussions, it enriches the learning experience. It also fosters an inclusive culture. Students learn to value and respect their peers' viewpoints while nurturing a sense of community within the classroom. Very, very powerful here. Let's take an example. Let's say during a literature discussion, students may approach a novel from angles bringing unique insights to the conversation. This broadens their understanding. It also cultivates empathy and cultural competence. Let's speak to implementation. Now that we've covered the reasons behind it, let's dive into the side of incorporating student-led discussions. It's not about letting students chat, okay, not by any stretch of the imagination. It's about creating a supportive framework. To begin with, establish guidelines for discussions that emphasize the importance of communication. I can't emphasize that enough. This ensures that students feel comfortable sharing their thoughts, even if they differ from the majority. Fostering a culture of respect involves more than setting expectations. It also entails modeling the desired behavior. Educators can initiate discussions on topics to demonstrate how disagreements can be handled constructively. This sets an example for students to follow and establishes an environment for opinions. Okay, let's take, for instance, in a math class, students could engage in conversations about problem-solving approaches. By encouraging an exchange of ideas, they learn alternate methods, right? But it also develops an adaptable mindset that is open to diverse problem-solving strategies. Additionally, allocate time for preparation. Very, very important here. Provide students with resources and ample time to research and organize their thoughts before the discussion even takes place. Okay? This enhances the quality of conversation and instills a sense of responsibility in meeting deadlines. Preparation goes beyond gathering information. It involves developing the skills to analyze and combine that information. It's important to encourage students to assess their sources, determine the credibility of information, and construct thought-out arguments. Imagine a geography class, okay, where students dive into an issue like, let's take climate change, and facilitate a discussion on its implications. Okay, what this does, it connects what they learn in the classroom to real-world problems. It also helps them sharpen their research and presentation abilities. I want to turn to overcoming challenges. Course transitioning to student-led discussions comes with its set of challenges here. It necessitates a shift in mindset for both educators and students. Some students may initially feel uneasy about taking on responsibility, while educators may have concerns about maintaining control. Now, my suggestion, it would be to start small. Introduce student-led discussions gradually, perhaps starting with high-pressure topics. Encourage feedback and reflection from both students and you. Learning is a process, and as change in dynamics requires time to evolve. Moreover, establishing a support system is crucial. Provide mentorship and guidance to students as they navigate the complexities of leading discussions. This kind of support helps with the transition, and it ensures that students feel confident in their new roles. One idea to consider is incorporating discussions led by peers, very powerful, whereby students take turns leading discussions with guidance from their classmates. This approach promotes collaboration, distributes responsibility, and fosters a sense of teamwork and camaraderie. To sum up, empowering students through student-led discussions goes way beyond being just a strategy. It is a mindset that transforms students into participants in their own learning journeys. As educators, let's embrace the power of dialogue, cultivate thinking skills, and nurture a generation of articulate individuals who are empowered to take charge of their education. Well, there you have it, my friend. We have come to the end of today's episode. Now, I do have some important news for you. First and foremost, if you enjoy our podcast and want to stay connected with us, there are now even more ways in which you can do that. You can find us on several popular podcast platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Chrome, Amazon, and a wide host of other platforms. But that's not all. We know that many of you enjoy more than just the audio experience. For additional videos, behind-the-scenes content, and to connect with me and the rest of our community, make sure to follow us on YouTube. You can find us by typing @Teacher Rockstar in the search bar. Hit that subscribe button and join in on the fun. I want to thank you for listening to the Teacher Rockstar podcast. I'm your host, Steve Hiles. When you get a moment, visit my website and subscribe to my newsletter for the latest educational research, best practices, and while you're there, grab our monthly freebie. All you simply have to do is go to teacherclassroomresources.com to sign up. And don't forget to subscribe to us at the Teacher Rockstar Podcast. And if you'd like to support us, please feel free to share our podcast with others. Post about it on social media and leave us a rating and review. That would be greatly appreciated as always. Thanks again, and we'll see you same time, same place next week. And remember, my friend, you got this.
The Teacher Rockstar Podcast with your host, Steve Hiles. We hope you've enjoyed this episode as much as we have. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and join our growing community of Teacher Rockstars. Until then, thanks for listening.